Today I received an email that made me really sad. Initially, it made me really sad, but then it made me just really angry, and I thought I should vent on the internet. The source Bulk Foods is closing, so for those who don't know, they're a place where you can buy stuff without using plastic. So if you go to their website, it says here, we are your local plastic-free bulk food store. They used to have one in Red Mines, and then it changed. Like now it's called The Good Neighbor. But anyway, they closed that store, and now there's only one in Greystones, but there's still the online store, but now they're closing the online store as well. But basically, you could go into this store and you can take your jar like this, and then you can weigh the amount of the stuff. Basically, you pay by the weight. So you can buy rice, you can buy some different stuff like maca root, beetroot powder, so all those fancy stuff, but you can just buy like normal stuff like lentils, quinoa, chia, pasta, different sweets. So if you go to the store, well, you can't anymore, but if you went to to their website store before, you can see all of the kinds of stuff that they used to sell. So yeah, I used to buy there, but then with time I was like, well, I can't really afford this, and I compared prices with other stores. So like everything you pay at stores used to be more expensive than anything you could buy at Tesco and at Dunn's. So for example, for these fancier stuff like quinoa and bulgur, you would pay like double the amount of what you would pay per kilo in Tesco and Dunn's. And for some of these, you can't even buy in Tesco. But yeah, for rice, for example, if you compare what you get in like in Audi, it's like more than double what you would pay. So yeah, it was expensive, but I used to buy there because it was close to where I lived and because I wanted to help the environment and things like that. And I didn't like the idea of all of the single-use plastic, flimsy plastic that they sell in all of those other places. So I used to buy there to avoid using plastic, basically. And if you stopped by the store and you felt like buying something and you didn't have a jar, you could like get the paper. They have a bunch of paper there. So you get one of these, you weigh, and then you pay based on how much you got and what you got. So yeah, it's very friendly if you don't have your jars and you don't want to have a bunch of jars at your house. So yeah, the store is closing and you can't even buy online anymore. And I was very sad about that. But then I remembered that a while ago, something started which was called the New Deposit Return Scheme. And then when I read about it, I was like, well, this is super stupid. So I took the time to write to a member of the Green Party, and I did receive a message back from them. So I'm gonna put my email here that I sent to them so you guys can read who is curious about what I said. But basically, I gave them my opinion on the new deposit return scheme, and I gave them some of the sources that I had been exposed to, and basically my view that just like you can't just focus on recycling stuff or even just capturing the stuff and not even recycling it later. You should, like, if you really want to make a change, you should avoid producing plastic in the first place. And like, I'm not a politician, I am a biologist, I have a full-time job, I don't have time to understand much about public policies, but yeah, I thought I'm gonna go to the internet and voice my opinion. Because I suggested to them, like, hey, why don't you guys have initiatives like encouraging and helping local stores, local businesses that have initiatives like this one that avoid plastic, 100% plastic free and things like that. I would love to continue buying there, but because it's more expensive, I'm opting to buy stuff from like Tesco and things like that because it's just cheaper, it's what I can afford. But if it was like the price was matched to all these other places, then I would definitely still buy there. So how about trying something like this, where you're just avoiding plastic, like single-use plastic, from being produced so much and getting into people's houses? And then I'm gonna leave their response here for those who are curious as well. I am happy that they replied, but at the same time, I'm like I said, it's not my job to understand this and to follow up and to basically like. They did send me this study, which like I opened it. It's a 137 pages document. I'm sure it's very interesting. There are things like this, like even this waste reduction bill was like so stupid. It's like ban single-use, non-recyclable, non-compostable plastic tableware and introduce a DRS for beverage and containers. Like there's so many other plastics being used and this is what you get. Like this is your proposal. Like this is so stupid. Of course, I didn't take the time to read all of this because like I said, I have a full-time job. I can't afford to waste my time with this, unfortunately. So maybe I'm just here to complain, but anyway, from what I could read from this, the message that I get is like, I'm asking about actual things that we can do to help with climate change and things like that and avoid plastic. And you are answering me about how much plastic you're getting back, but I can't even find information on how much of this is actually being recycled. And like I said, it's not even about recycling stuff, it's about not even producing it in the first place. Oh, yeah, I think this new deposit return scheme is just a facade to pretend that they're actually doing something, but it's definitely not enough. And it's just a stupid scheme because, like, I don't understand why Audi and all of these other places, like Don's and Tesco and Super Value and etc., how they can produce so much plastic and be like, we're gonna take these back and we're gonna take these back, we're gonna recycle this, but they're like, we're not gonna take these back, we're not gonna take these back, we're also not gonna take these back because it's too big, we're not gonna take these back because it's also too big, but look at how much plastic there's in this, we're not gonna take these back, we're not gonna take these back. All of these single-use flimsy plastic that is definitely not going to be recycled and it's going to go straight into the ocean. We're not going to take any of these back, and even if we do take these back, we're not going to really recycle it because it's not worth it. It's not profitable for us. So yeah, I think this new deposit return scheme is stupid and I don't think it addresses the problem. I think all of these companies that are producing all of these plastics, especially single-use flimsy plastic, they're all part of the problem. And I also think that the government is part to blame as well because they are contributing to getting all of this plastic into my house because it's what I can afford. So because all of these are the cheapest options, then the government is part of to blame for all of that. I would also like to say that I have 2 master's degrees and I'm still making less than the average salary in Ireland. So yes, it's hard to justify paying more to do my part to help the environment and things like that. So that's why I started buying all of the cheapest options with all of those flimsy plastics again. All of these single-use flimsy plastic back in my house. So yeah, flimsy plastic being held together by sturdy plastic is back in my house every single day because it's the cheapest option. So yeah, thank you Ireland for getting this initiative together. Thank you to the Minister of State who took the time to reply to me with all of those sources. Very informative. And thank you for watching me rant. If you want to support local and if you can afford to support local, I'm going to recommend this. So if you want to buy from The Good Neighbor, which is the same idea as the Source Spoke Foods, you can go to their website. You can buy online, but you can also go to the store, which is in Rathmines. and they have all kinds of stuff here as well, not only food. So I encourage everyone to support your local businesses. This place is great and I hope they last a long time. I'm very sorry that the source is closing, but yeah, you can support the good neighbor. And I'm also going to advertise this place. They make hot sauces. They're really good. So I'm just suggesting them because it's a local business and I really like them. And I thought, well, if we want our local places to stay alive, we really have to work together to maintain them in business. So yeah, if you guys wanna sponsor me, hit me up. I love your sauces. So yeah, thank you for watching my video.